Christmas taught me something about procrastination, and I want to share it with you because if you are someone who is spiritual or religious, I really think that this could be something that really benefits you in the realm of procrastination. So as you can tell, I've been really struggling recently with procrastination. I haven't uploaded for, I believe it's the past 4 weeks. I've been on break with going to Austin with my friends, and the school quarter has finished. And so for me, it's been a time where, for YouTube at least, with reading, I've been reading, but with YouTube, I've really been struggling. There's been this huge buildup of just a roadblock, essentially, where I've been just hitting up this friction, and I haven't been able to really get going. But there has been this really pivotal lesson that Christmas taught me about procrastination. And it's that I think a reason why we procrastinate so much is because we're so self-centered. And let me explain. So when we deal with procrastination, right, a lot of the times it has to do with our identity, right? It's not going to be good enough. I'm a perfectionist, right there. There it is right there. I worry about, getting all my words mixed up, right? Not saying everything the best, right? I don't want to film my next YouTube video because I don't know how to make the best hook. I don't know how to deliver things perfectly, right? I'm not the best storyteller. And so it's we come up with all these reasons for why we can't start or keep going because we're not good enough. And that's the issue. It's all about us, right? It's about these externals, right? I'm not good enough to create this perfect content, and I'm never going to reach my 1 million subscriber mark, right? Even though, for me, my goal is to be a coach, right? I don't need 1 million people. Sure, I would love to impact as many people as possible, but if I never get there, I never get there, right? But what I want to talk about today is that there is so much that is problematic with everything being self-centered in our life. And so what Christmas taught me, being, someone who's on a faith journey right now, is that we should make a paradigm shift. And instead of it being about us, it should be about God, right? Or what the higher power you believe in, right? And so if, you're an atheist out there, sorry, this isn't going to work for you, but for the religious folks out there, whether you're Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're spiritual, but if you're spiritual, you kind of have to believe in an entity, higher power that interacts with you. What I really want to get across to you guys is that, especially when it comes to being productive in terms of work, the paradigm shift that I'm going to try to be implementing, which I think could be beneficial, and I think might be beneficial for you, is that instead of making it about yourself, make it about God, right? I think my vocation is going to be men's mental health, productivity, helping men live a virtuous life, and also a life of impact, right? And so for me, if I believe that's what God is calling me to do, it's not about the external outcomes that benefit me as much as it is about helping the other people get on the right path and fulfilling God's purpose for me, right? Because for me, when I've been in these states of focusing on myself and I need to hit this financial goal, when I have to hit this level of freedom, when it's all about me, it builds that much more pressure, right? To hit my goals. And I feel like I'm drowning, right? There's just so much friction. There's so much weight on your shoulders. You feel like you're carrying a rock, right? I bet you guys can relate to this. And watching another productivity YouTube video, even though I'm making one, isn't really gonna do much for you, right? I mean, I got stuck in that trap for like 4 years, right? Or however many years I was watching, binge watching content. Um, and so I think when you make that paradigm shift from yourself to God, right? Or gods, if you know, are in a religious tradition that has multiple gods, and your focus is on fulfilling your purpose that you believe you are put on this earth to do by them or him or her. I don't know if there's religions that have a her god. Um, when you get to, I just lost my train of thought. See, and look, this video, it's not going to be perfect. And you know what? I'm still going to put it out there. Where was I going with this? When you make that transition to being about fulfilling your purpose on a celestial level, it's not about you anymore. In the metrics, you can take that boulder off your back, right? Because if it's all about you and you're worried about hitting your ideal view count on YouTube, or if you're worried about that's just because that's my, domain. I'm trying to think about someone else's domain. If you worry about getting that raise, right, or being the best doctor and getting into the best medical school, right? There are people that are like, I need to get into this particular medical school because if I don't, it's going to ruin my career trajectory, right? And seldom does that provide any benefit to us. I mean, sure, medical school rankings matter, but if your goal is about your best outcome, sure, you're gonna have this turbulent ride. But if you truly believe that your vocation from God is to be a doctor, cool. Try your best. Keep putting your best foot forward. To please God and to really just fulfill the mission that you believe you were set out to accomplish. And if that means being at Harvard, I don't know if they're a good medical school. They probably are because they're Harvard. But if that means going to Harvard, or if that means going to your local state school, right? That's not the best ranking. Guess what? You're getting complete residency. And if you keep going, putting that foot forward, you're going to get your degree, right? And you're still going to be able to make an impact on patients' lives. And you know what? I think that even if you keep trying and you keep putting your best foot forward and you keep out-competing your competition, you're still going to, get to the financial goal that you have. But that's the whole point, right? Is to kind of reorient yourself to not being about the external metrics as much, right? And so, yeah, I just wanted to discuss this with you guys. For those that, are indeed, religious, this could be a potential game changer. I'm going to try it out. And I think that for sure it will at least enable you to put some of that weight that's on your shoulders back on the ground, right? And so, yeah, I hope this video has been beneficial. I'll be back with posting regular content. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Have a great new year.